Hi and welcome to another one of our videos where today I'm going to show you this is a really cool drill that I've been using recently for which is sort of several things at once. It's a drill we can use to help someone with squatting because it's a very good ankle drill and it also frees up the hip, but we also can use it to help someone with lunging more for the hip than the ankle, but yeah, quite an interesting exercise you can use. So previously we used to use a lot of static stretching, so static sort of calf stretching for the squatting and and different ankle things on their own, but sometimes the hip as well. And you'll see in this that how it relates to a squat. I'm going to show you how it relates to a squat and then also a lunge. But firstly, let's have a look at the drill. So basically, put your hands against the wall and position your foot far enough away that it becomes like the wall's test for your ankle there, and you try to find the spot where your knee can just hit the wall, and and then you sort of roughly know. So I adjust my foot a few times, and I roughly know, okay, that's about my max there, and that would, you'll see in a minute, is about where my foot should be for a really deep squat. All right, so I've got my foot lined up. Then I'll get my knee positioned in an angle where I want to get a sort of like a straight line, and you'll see when I sit up here. Alright, so straight line from my head to my knee there. Alright, so you can see that I've got that line right through my knee, hip, shoulder and ear. And then my hand grabs the other foot, and then I basically, what I want to do is just gently rock forward so I can get my knee to touch the wall just like it did before, which is a lot harder this time with my hip being stretched at the same time. Alright, so because my hand's grabbing my foot, it's gently pulling the hip flexor into a greater stretch. Now I've got to be careful that I don't arch my back here. I've got to keep my abdominals, you can't see that I'm doing it, but I'm keeping my abdominals engaged so that I don't just get the extension from my lower back. I want to make sure I get it through the hips at the front here. That's really where I'm trying to stretch. So I'm getting a stretch through here, increasing that angle. I'm increasing the angle through the knee, but that's the easy part. The hard part is the stretch on the back leg there. Alright, so, and basically you don't want to hold it, you want to sort of rock it back and forward, so you sort of keep going, back and forward into a stretch and then back to the beginning all the time. Alright, so in a second I'm going to show you how it relates to the squat. Okay, so here's how that mobility drill relates to a squat. Now here's a picture of Nathan doing a squat. We've got a heel lifts here for him because this was a demonstration of how to change the squat form using various drills. But basically you get the idea of like how if his foot was flat on the ground there, just how much his body would need to actually, what angle he's going to have to create, and see where his knee is. It's about that far in front of his toes, and have a look where my knee is. It's around about the same, see? So basically I need to have that massive angle created through there to be able to get that parallel. See, his thighs parallel, my thighs parallel. I'm not actually squatting because I'm kneeling, so I don't need any strength. I don't even really need stability for this because I don't need anything because I'm on the floor. So this helps this movement, and you'll see when I rock back and forward, it's basically like doing reps of a squat. So it'd be like 1 rep, 2 rep, and that's basically going up and down in a squat, no different to what Nathan would be doing. So there's his down, he's up, he's down, he's up. So when I'm using the drill, it's sort of telling my brain, in a second I want you to be able to do that and be able to achieve that range that we're looking for through the ankle, the knee and the hip. Alright, so a very useful drill for helping the squat. Okay, so here we are again, and this time we're looking at the position of the drill here, how it helps the lunge. So you see here me holding a lunge position with the barbell, and you have a look at, there's my knee, my hip, my shoulder, my ear, all in a straight line. I want to be able to have a pretty good angle there. So the drill as such that we were using here on the right is basically just trying to help me get that angle that's almost the same. So I want I'm looking for that position that most people find very hard with the lunge. They really struggle to get into that position where this leg is really being in the same there. So remember, the drill on the right, I don't need strength and I don't need stability because I'm on the floor. So it eliminates the two things that usually ruin the strength exercise. So if you don't have mobility and you don't have the stability to handle it, stiffness kicks in, and you usually see the pelvis tip forward, and then they get huge arches and they're buckling over their head somewhere over here, and it just looks awful. And often you don't see the foot vertical like that. You'll see it sort of doing weird stuff, and the leg almost staying straight. So it just and no wonder it hurts people. And they don't get anything out of the exercise like they're meant to. All right, so the drill again helps you. If you can use it prior to the lunge, you can enhance the ability to do the lunge correctly and get more out of it. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on one of our next videos.